reaction for the Ronaldo interview. I've chosen to do the whole interview in one video just because I wanted to hear the whole thing before I got my opinion, because we didn't know what was coming today, or we did have some thoughts. I did have some notes. I didn't want to go live straight away because I probably just would have raged at Ronaldo, and I wanted to do it more serious with some notes on what I thought. So first of all, on day one, it was a bit talk about his families. About his family, I don't want to go too much into that because family situations, you never know what's going up in people's heads. I haven't been in that situation myself, so I really don't know how he felt. Of course, sad he missed the preseason and then some games, but I'll come a bit back to that later. I don't want to dig more into the family stuff than that, actually. Next on, about the Ragnick Solskjaer thing. Did say that Solskjaer was his friend and he should have got more time, and that he's a great manager. I do believe that they are good friends. They have, of course, played together, know each other. That Solskjaer should have been given more time. I don't agree with that. With the appointment of Ragnick, in some ways, in hindsight, yeah, of course, you can agree with him, but at that time, it wasn't too many available to hire, so we had to get someone in, and it ended up being Ragnick, and with the plan that he was going to be a sport direct or some kind of director of sports or a supervisor for Ten Hag. I guess it wasn't the baddest idea. And a bit bitterness from Ronaldo because, of course, he didn't get that well on with Ragnick. But anyway, who's the player to go out on a manager? That's not your job. Your job is to score goals. Next was onto the Rooney and partly Neville critique that Ronaldo got, where he said it was jealousy and he was better good looking and he had more followers on the social media. I do think Ronaldo talked crap because what Rooney said was that this season United have been a better team without Ronaldo than with him. He did not say Ronaldo was a bad footballer or that he didn't have done good things. He only said that this season we have been better without him. And Rooney is right. It's just look at the stats, look at the games. It's easy math. Even Ronaldo should be smart enough, or have Mendes or the one who've written this interview to tell him that you cannot speak against that because that's facts. You can't speak against facts. There are numbers on this have United done with this have we done without him. So of him calling that jealousy was for me just bullshit and bitterness from Ronaldo. So it was way off there. And then he do kind of sounds irritated of that football has become a business and people are just being threat like products are being sold. It's all about money, mate. You are earning 5 millions a week. Or that's Norwegian kroners, of course, 500,000 pounds a week. What are you talking about, mate? Of course, it's a business. When you're earning that kind of money, no one else almost earns that money. So when you are in the football business, you do got to realize that it has become a brand business. It's not that it was the last time we were here. Of course, it was a lot of business there then as well, but it has been more now. About the sub situation, he talked a bit about when he refused to come on against Spurs, and that was after he did not get to get on against Man City. For me, that was just a strange saying with respect for Ronaldo, because for me that was more of the rotation of the squad against Man City. Ragnick was probably right. We didn't need him. It has nothing to say. We had a bit of time before our next game, so no point of bringing him on. Against Spurs, when we wanted to put him on, yes, we have won the game, but we did have a game very short time after to come, where we probably could have used the one we wanted to sub off the game. Ronaldo was probably not meant to start the next game, so he was coming on so someone else could rest, but in his eyes, I guess it should have been the other way around, but it wasn't, and football is a team game. Football is not a single man game. Go and play tennis, you can play for yourself. That when he said that, I was a bit angry because that for me is saying I am more important than the team, and if I can't play when I want, I'm not playing when you want, and that's bullshit. He also said that he apologized against or after the Tottenham coincidence. For me, that wasn't apologize. I didn't really apologize in that post. He just written that he promised to not do it again. He did not say one word of apologize. So that you apologize, Ronaldo. No, you didn't at Instagram. You might have done it to the coach and to your co-players, but you didn't do it at Instagram. That was no apologize. That was a clarification of what you did and how you felt, not an apologize. And then you go off to say that everyone wants to talk about you, the press, everyone wants to talk you down. They're saying that they are coming after you. They want to prove you down. You just sound silly. It's go on the pitch and prove them wrong. You do say that I am the GOAT. I'm so good. My stats talks for itself. Doesn't this season, to be honest. You haven't played well, so talk with your feet, not with your mouth. And when you are back to where he was last season and other seasons, of course you can talk with your mouth as well, but feel the remain. As you see, I think Ten Hag did right in this whole situation. He placed Ronaldo on the bench, gave him the suspension. That's absolutely correct to do. And then you go on to say that everyone wants you out of the club. Ten Hag wants you out of the club. Some other guys. I do doubt that Richard Arnold and the Glazer want you out because anyway, what's happened after this? If you do stay at the club, United will still sell shirts with Ronaldo on it. So I do think that that's something easy to say. Yeah, Ten Hag probably wants you out. Unfortunately, most of the fans will do now. Not the Ronaldo fanboys, but the Manchester United fans will want you out because what you have done is not for the best for the club; it's for the best for you. And you do say that it was like that in the start of the season as well. Everyone wanted you out. It's strange for me though, because if I'm not remembering wrong, the one trying to get you out was your agent, and that probably means you wanted to go out, not that everyone else wanted you out. You didn't look too happy, so I guess you did want to go out, but you didn't get as you wanted, so then you blame everyone else. But I might be wrong, I don't know, but that's how I have read the situation. About the Glazers, they're on spot. Probably the only place where I totally agree with you, and I will applaud you because those are parasites for the club. They destroy the club. And probably if they weren't there, we would have won the league last year. Who knows? I would have loved you to be a part of getting them out. I would applaud you. That would be really great. And if you had got the Glazers out, got Ten Hag sacked, and won the league as a playing manager, I would be more than happy. And I guess most United fans would have been. But the Glazers won't be gone now. Probably at the end of the season, but that's a talk for them. This is a talk for you, Ronaldo, and what you have done to the club. You go on to say that the fans will always love you, and you will always love the fans. Yeah, we'll probably get back to that when we get this in the distance, because what you did for us last season, and of course your last period, was fantastic, and you will be a great, I don't know if I'll call her a legend, but a great player through the times for Man United. And I do hope that you will keep loving the fans because we have stood up for you when you not played well as well. Different era, nobody's perfect. That's also a word you are talking about. Of course, the era after Sir Alex have been different. You can't say that, but why did you come then? Because you do have watched United after Sir Alex. It's what's now 10 years ago since he left. It's not like the former United era ended last season or 2 seasons ago. It ended when Moyes came, when Ferguson left. That's where the era ended, not recently. So you did know what you got into, and you could not have meant that you thought everything was going to change just because we signed you and Varane. This is, you said also it's the structure, but how can you do you think that's the structure will change with two major signings? That's a question you should have been asked. But a bit onto that, Piers Morgan, what a shit journalist. That was horrible. He got his manuscript written down. That was not he asking question. I'm 100% sure that Mendes and Ronaldo's PR people had written the interview. That was not word of Piers Morgan. That you saw he stood there with his with some hours and okay, this is what I'm supposed to ask now. So Ronaldo wrote his own intro, and yeah, of course, the journalist gave you the question you wanted. You could have placed anyone there, and you would probably have got the same questions, because that would probably was what you said. I want these questions, and yeah, do an interview with the proper journalist who will actually ask you better questions, because shit questions. Nothing more to say about that. You say it like in the end that it's or you and the famous Piers Morgan, you both say that it's the Ronaldo, what have changed? You are the same player as last year. Yeah, you probably are, but Man United are not supposed to play the same way of football, and you can't just expect that everyone are going to adjust after how you do. Well, that's not how things work in life. You can't just say that I do best like this, so everyone else should do like that. It's like having breakfast with. It's for me perfect with a glass of orange juice to my egg and bacon at breakfast. But then when I steak for dinner, I maybe want a glass of red wine or a beer. I won't take the same glass of orange juice, because this was very good earlier, so this should be good now. No, it won't, because it doesn't fit to what else is there, and you need to adapt. You do say that you adapt, but for me, that's again, you're talking against yourself, because you don't adapt when you're just saying that I was good last year, so why should I be good this year? You need to adapt to the team. It's not the other way around. What's more to say here? You say that this interview you are glad you did, because you would have been hated anyway. Hated by who? Hated by your haters, yes, but most United fans would not have reacted this way if you did not do that interview, or if you actually did wait until you had left the club, would then go out and talk. That would have shown much more respect. But doing this as a kind of a transfer request, I don't know what to say about that. I'm disappointed. Again, the fans will always love you. The fans are your fanboys. Your fanboys will always love you. The Man United fans, you need to, you just need to step up, and you need to come in and apologize, and you need to leave the club and just move on to your next chapter, as you say. And I don't think that is at Man United. If your chapter is continuing at Man United, wow, you have a job to do. You have a real job to do. And the fans deserve the truth. Yeah, we do, and you gave us the truth on Glazers, but on Ten Hag, you almost call him a liar. You say that he talks shit, he tells lies. In my eyes, no, he doesn't. He does what the manager needs to do. He talks for the best of the team. He does what's best for the team. So I'm backing the manager here. I do hope most other United supporters will as well. And then you say something that's, again, makes me angry. Sir Alex knows. Of course, yeah, you do say you haven't spoke about Sir Alex. No, I bet you haven't, because if you had told Sir Alex you was going to do this, you hadn't done it, Sir Alex would have slapped you in your face and told you that that's disrespectful, mate. You're not doing that. You're not allowed to do that, because do not take Sir Alex into this interview. Do not do that, because he has nothing to do with this. And yeah, Sir Alex knows what's best for the club, and he would know that you're an absolute asshole in this case. and he would have told you in your face, and you know that. And then you say, if Portugal wins the World Cup against Argentina in the final and you score 3, Messi 2, you will retire. I'm hoping Portugal wins now. That's how this should end. You should just retire now, because for me, you're finished as a footballer. I couldn't care less where you go next. It's if you go to Saudi Arabia, if you go to Germany, to Spain, to Italy, to Chelsea, I couldn't care less. I won't watch your games unless you play Man United, of course. Anyway, back to end this video off. This have been my longest video. Could have been talking on and on, but I do think I have said what I need to say. And to end off with the big questions. Ronaldo's legacy as Man United, has it been destroyed or has he kept it? For me, it has been damaged. I do think that I will see him as United great, as I said earlier. A legend, no. A legend doesn't finish like this. I'm sorry. You will be a United great, but you won't be at the same level as Ryan Giggs, Gary Neville, Wayne Rooney, you name it. So, yeah. And what do you other things about this interview? Do you think that this was a scripted interview? What do you think about Ronaldo's legacy in United? Put your thoughts in the comments, and time for the World Cup. And until we see next time, come on, United.